Good morning. Let's just cleanse some of this energy up real quick. Okay, welcome to my channel, Mind Over Matter. Even though I should probably change it to a matter of mind, I feel like it would make more sense. So, what are we doing? Let's talk about themes for July, right? There's a lot going on in July. You have Neptune and Saturn retrograding in Aries. And so, what all of this means is you're going to be asking yourself some pretty deep questions like, does your outer world reflect your inner world? Does your friend circles, relationships, partnerships reflect your values? Are you surrounding yourself with like-minded people that match your ethics and your values, that you actually have things in common with? Or are you just hanging out with people because there's no one else left to hang out with? Does your wants and needs intersect with what you do? What it's doing is it's asking us to live more authentically. So by the end of the month, like, don't be surprised if you're out and about hanging out with friends or whatever, and you look around and you're just like, why am I hanging out with these people? Right? Like, we're friends again because of what? So it's a really an introspective time while being sort of out in the world simultaneously. So there's that. It's also going to give us the next 5 months to repair and rebuild anything that was built in haste, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is. If you didn't build it properly and you took shortcuts and you need to go back and maybe redo some things, that's what this time is about to start. The planets are here to show us that there's a different way to exist, a more high caliber way to exist, a more authentic, right? And authenticity is the next highest vibration than love. So the more authentic you are in your outer life, the better it is, and the more successful you will be. We'll also be talking about learning how to get what you want for the right reasons, right? There is no pretending. You can't fake the funk anymore. It's just not happening. So this message is not going to be for everyone. If this message resonates for you, you will know. If it doesn't, I guess go watch another video. You know, there's only a couple of readers on YouTube that resonate with me. So I know not all messages are for everyone. I pulled some cards and took a look at them, and I got the High Priestess twice. So you are somebody very spiritual. I think that a lot of people in your life probably don't realize like how magical you are. You have to keep that side of you hidden, just because people fear what they don't understand, right? You might have had a past or even a past life where you were mocked, judged, ridiculed for your abilities, right? The world has a way of taking things that are beautiful and rare and grinding them down the shit. So I see why you keep that part of you hidden. But as to go on with July's theme, it's time to come out. It's time to be exactly who you are, out loud, in front of everybody. And if you're single, I know a secret. Somebody's coming. This isn't just somebody. This is somebody who is equally yoked. Could you imagine if you had someone as brilliant and beautiful as you, with all your core values by your side? It's coming. And the world better watch out, right? We have the Emperor and the Emperor. I think this person's already in your energy. I think there is a a bridge being built from the spiritual to the material for this union to take place, which is like real exciting. I don't think it's going to take place in July though. I'm thinking August, maybe September. But you're in alignment, right? You have gotten to a place of self-love and self-respect that these divinely orchestrated unions are able to come into place. So congratulations. Also, somebody's got some real badass spirit guides. Like, they're around and they love kicking ass. Like, if you look at any of the pictures of the monks or like the Buddhists and stuff, they all have like this mysterious look in their eye. Mischievous, that's what I mean, sorry. Mischievous look in their eye because they love action, right? You're someone who deals a lot with the spiritual beings, and they love to just come to this earth plane and play. Like, yeah, people better look out. When you have a certain level of purity, you're protected. You're not just protected, you're a priority, right? And if there's anybody trying to mess with you, just know that it's not that you're protected that upsets them. It's the purpose you're protected for, right? Maybe they feel like they don't really have a purpose, or why didn't God choose them? The fact of the matter is they don't know that they didn't. You know, maybe they were supposed to be the villain turned good guy and given the chance to level up on the spiritual playing field, and their lower self just blocked them from doing that. So always no judgment, practice compassion. We all live in various planes of ignorance while here, you know? So also the cards are saying there's probably a female that's going to take some sort of action to come talk to you. I'm assuming she's mad at somebody, and to get somebody back, she's probably going to come tell you all the secrets. You know, is this truth? I wouldn't worry about any of it. Like, really, not your monkey, not your circus. So try to stay out of the drama. This 4th of July energy is chaotic, right? I stayed home the last 4 days just because I'm so sensitive to energy. And it's like a live wire. It's just like, it feels really extreme for me. But I hope you all had an amazing 4th of July and you saw fireworks and got to see your family. And if you didn't, I hope you had a time to rest, catch your breath, right? Holidays mean days off, and that's always good. Also, these cards are talking about someone who manipulated themselves out of a very bright future. They're probably kicking themselves in the ass, and I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come and talk to you. I personally don't think anyone should ever go backwards. I think you should always forgive, always. You know, forgiveness is for you. But I think that some mistakes are destined to be made, right? And that's how we learn, and that's how we grow. So I think that things should be left at that. There's also Jupiter in Cancer, which is a perfect time for inner child healing. A way to do that is to take an old picture of you, like a childhood picture of you and your family, or you by yourself, and you look at the picture and you look at it with love and compassion. And like say if I was looking at a picture of me, I would look at like 7-year-old Kelly and look at that picture and be like, man, I love that girl. I would send frequencies from my heart to that picture, you know, of compassion, of encouragement, telling her she'd be okay. You know, everything's going to be okay. You're safe. You're brilliant. You're beautiful. So if you do that by healing the past, you simultaneously heal the present. And you can do that not just for yourself, but you can do it for like your family member. Maybe you grew up in a really broken household. You know, maybe you had a narcissistic parent. When you heal that timeline, you simultaneously heal the present timeline. So that's a good exercise that if somebody wanted to do, that's what you should do, because it really does help a lot. Also, there's a Ho'oponopono prayer. There's a bunch of videos on it on YouTube. That is excellent. I've had like major breakthroughs doing the Ho'oponopono prayer. I highly recommend it for anyone, everyone. You know, I believe it's Hawaiian, but it's actually, it's really magical. So on with the themes of living authentically and having your outside match your inside. You might have to make some tough choices, right? Leave relationships, friendships, communities, maybe even your job. You know, it's time to start doing something that you want to do. It's time to start making your dreams come true, you know, instead of making other people's dreams come true. Spirit is asking you to step up, stand in the spotlight, and be your beautiful self. So I also have a bunch of random channeled messages. One of them is, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's for somebody. Also, somebody might want to know if like their charm spells, whatever they're doing, incantations are working. The answer is no. They're not. Should really be careful with that kind of stuff, because it can lead to mental illness and other terrible side effects. So that's for somebody. If you feel like things aren't going your way and you're paying back karma and you want to kind of soften the blow, I guess, so to speak, a little bit, I would pray, right? When you express remorse for particular things you did wrong, just be like, I'm sorry, I'm a bad person. But if you express remorse for individual things to God, like I know I shouldn't have lied, I know I shouldn't have cheated, I know I shouldn't have spread gossip, like and are real individualized about it, letting Spirit know that, like, look, I know I shouldn't have did this, and I know I shouldn't have did that. Like, I think that it would help. So I hope you all have a great day. This is just a little before work video. And I hope you all have had a beautiful holiday. So I'll get back on here later after work and actually do something. Have a good day.